I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. The worst thing that can happen to you if you send an email, a written pitch, a proposal to a current or an ex or a new client is not rejection, but it is silence. This silence in sales is called continuation. This is very bad because it takes a lot of your time to do follow-up, to email, to call, to check if they got the email, if they are interested, if they aren't interested. It's very annoying and it takes a lot of time. So there is one sentence that you can add to your email which will decrease the chance of you receiving continuation. And this is called the final element. The final element is a single sentence that you can put into your email and is probably close to the end of the message. And it is a conditional sentence. The structure of the final element is if not X, then Y. For example, if you don't answer this email by Friday, comma, I will call you. Because nobody wants to be called. When you're at work, you always end up getting called at the worst possible time. It's very inconvenient. So by adding this little promise or this gentle threat that you're going to call them if they don't answer you, it increases the response rate to your email. Even if that response rate is a rejection, that's much better than a continuation. Now, you could, and perhaps you should, make your final element a little bit more polite. So we can make it a bit fluffy. We can add some more vocabulary to soften the message. For example, due to the urgency of this matter and your desire to meet the necessary deadlines on our projects, comma, if you don't manage to find the time to get back to me by Friday, I will give you a little call that day to check about your interest in this suggestion. Full stop. In this case, we're still saying a final element, but we're just making it a little bit more acceptable without the brutal direct language. Again, another option with the final element is to do a justified final element. And this is where you give a justification. You don't have to give a justification, but you could. It could be something like, if you wish to meet the deadline before the 1st of April, we need to start this week. So if you don't answer me by the end of Friday, I will call you. In this case, you give a justification. This topic is a little bit controversial. And to be honest, not all of the lawyers that I've worked with are comfortable, even with a softer, fluffier, or justified final element. However, it's something that you can decide upon yourself. And from a sales perspective, it actually works. It does increase your response rate. And the response rate isn't simply more rejections. It is more advances where you're taking a step towards your desired outcome. And it is more hires where you get a greater number of success, where your recipients agree to the suggestion that you've pitched them. So I'll leave that up to you. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can write to me on my email here, jjmcveigh@nixedonia.com. And I'm always happy to hear from you. I'd be curious, do you think that this is too much? Would this be too pushy for your clients? Drop me a message. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Thank you.